I don't have a name for this podcast. I'm just gonna interview dope bands, and this is number 1 with our contest. So if y'all could say your name, different bands you're affiliated with, because I'm sure you have several bands, and maybe like what your sound is kind of like, or different sounds with different bands. Kind of explain that.
All right, yeah, sure. I'll
It's a lot to start with.
No, yeah, totally. My name's Cole. This band that, as Elena said, you're talking to is Art Contest. That is my main particular group. I also have another band called Oki. Art Contest for a long time has been recognized as probability and statistics rock.
Math major.
Which I could get into. But nowadays, I kind of consider it, I'm pushing something called roll music. I think it's a roll music band.
What does that mean?
So,
did you come up with this?
so you've heard of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like it's very, and we hear a lot about rock music, but you don't really hear about roll music so much, like the other side of rock and roll. So
I like that.
yeah, it's kind of like
roll music.
I think it's kind of like a
The
focal
yin to
direction
the
with rock
yin,
music.
yin to the yang.
Yeah, totally. I have some. That's like I have some ideas behind that, but it's like a budding concept. So I wouldn't like, for instance, I think roll is kind of the more the rhythmic structures of rock music, and rock is kind of like the face and figure. I don't know.
How do you balance having both of the projects?
It's kind of just, for me personally, it's kind of just two different energies. This is there's two different goals, I think, with the bands, musically and ideologically. This band, Art Contest, it's like, or I don't know, it's kind of just like with us, I hate to say we shred, because I feel like it almost belittles what we're doing.
I mean, y'all
but
are really dope musicians, so it's like, why not shred?
But I feel like what we do is for the pure fun of making music and kind of going crazy with it. That's kind of like that's like a fundamental energy behind this group. Whereas the other group I work with, Oki, I mean, kind of similar ideas, but it's a little different. It's a little bit more, I would almost consider that like a pop band, where we're kind of, instead of like just going absolutely wild all the time, we're kind of more like writing simpler songs that are structured very appropriately and stuff like that. But
yeah, I feel like every time I've seen Art Contest, it has a different vibe every single time.
yeah,
like even when it was just you and Garrett, like even then y'all started sounding more noisy and chaotic at one point when I saw you at IPA. And then I feel like it kind of, then I saw the 2 songs, and like y'all having all the equipment stolen, like
oh yeah,
halfway,
yeah.
Did you record it all, or halfway into recording, or?
We finished recording the entire album, and then it was stolen, and we made it again.
And the fact that y'all still released it, like that shit was, it's hard, I feel like, to do that.
It's legendary.
It was difficult. I think it had,
And being there in Athens for the release, I felt like the electricity in the air, because it had been like 2 years, right, since your first release. And and part of that was because all of the songs were stolen and all the equipment with it on it.
Yeah, I actually really appreciate the fact that, kind of case in point, or just Athens kind of heard us out and really, I don't know, paid attention and cared that we did all that.
Like this one kid he was definitely young, and he was kind of like drunk. He was kind of messed up. I mean, it's Athens, It's like
Yeah.
Savannah. Like it's just like, yeah, like any kind of college town. It's like, I feel like drinking is just so much a part of that. But this kid was like, da-na-na-na-na, shark bait, and he was just like saying like whatever, like of like the old math major stuff, and like everyone still like remembers that, and like still I feel like dwells upon that record, and like we're so stoked to hear y'all, and then to have like Nihilist Cheerleader and Fuiste play, and like seeing Fuiste for the first time and being like, holy shit, this is dope, like. Because, like, even though I'm a rapper, like, honestly, math rock is my favorite genre because it's just, like, there's no sense to it. Like, with my music, it's very, like, I wouldn't say structured, but there's, like, a message. Whereas with, like, math and metal and, like, grungy and, like, grimy, but, like, really technical shit and, like, psych stuff, it's, like, it's so, like, pleasing to my brain. It's almost, like, massaging my brain in a way because it makes you think and, like, I really appreciate music because, like, I call it, like, my sixth sense. I feel like I know what's happening next with music, but it's, like, when bands throw me off and just, like, completely switch up the vibe, which I feel like math rock does a lot of the time, it, like, it just is so fresh and, like, so, like, I don't know, like, awesome.
That's awesome, yeah. I guess, yeah, we definitely try to do weird off-time shit, but...
Like, what's the craziest time signature you've ever played in?
Dude, I don't know, like 4/4, I don't know, like
Yeah,
3/4, that's the real crazy one, man. Like, everyone's like, whoa, like, you're doing some crazy shit, what are you doing? You're just like, just 3/4, man, you know. I don't know. I feel like
it's fun to play in 5. I like playing
5 is really fun. Yeah, on the real 5 is very fun. 7
Yeah.
is pretty fun too.
I like 5 a lot.
I don't know who
And
said.
then it's just like 3s and 2s, and then it's
Yeah.
just, it's like,
I don't know who said it to me, but one
Put
time
an
someone
11.
said 5 is the new 4, and I was like, damn, that's kind of true.
Well, Sam, you do like your side stuff is kind of like noise, like in and out of like noise and also like instrumentation
Yeah, do you mean with Fuiste or do
with
you
the
mean-
spinach.
Yeah, I mean that's like primarily.
That was cool. I liked that. I played it on my radio show.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean I do a couple different things. Like I think one of the things you might have been talking about, which was called Burn Spinach, was actually basically just completely improv. Just like me and my buddy Aiden Burns hanging out and just messing around with like synthesizers and drum machines, and like I'm into the MIDI guitar kind of stuff. And that was all just like completely messing around and like samplers. And so that was like a lot of just kind of going from very accidentally structured to like just completely chaotic and like just doing stuff together. Like me and Aiden both have a shared love of a lot of krautrock and like but at the same time like a love of like the opposite spectrum of that, which is like super noisy and abstract, kind of also like the second half of like Tego Mego or like Tangerine Dream. So yeah, I'm into that kind of stuff, like things that ride between the balance of like complete chaotic, like no order or structure at all.
To structure.
Yeah, to like super refined, super polished, like tweaked kind of stuff that you also could see like in the stuff we do here too, you know.
Do you prefer structure to like chaos, or like which one do you have a preference, or like do you lean towards one side more than the other?
Man, that's a hard one. I mean,
Or it's like both equal
I
love.
like structure.
I like structure too. Like there's something comforting.
I feel like being a drummer, like
Yeah.
definitely, that's
For
more.
sure.
That's one of the most structured instruments.
Also, yeah, from like a theoretical standpoint, music theory. It's,
How long have
it's
you been
so,
playing? Have you been doing music or like playing?
I've been playing drums since I was like 13. Yeah.
Wow, that's
How old are
crazy.
you now, Jordan?
I'm 23.
So that's 10 years,
It's like a decade, man.
and you're still like so
I
young.
should be better. JK.
Yeah, you should
So
be.
do you appreciate like art contest structure
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I love clothes writing. It's
coming
fun.
from like a very
Uh,
classical kind of?
I play mostly jazz actually.
Oh, jazz, is that where you
I
come
didn't
from?
do- mhm.
More as jazz?
Yeah, but I don't actually play jazz music that much anymore. Sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I really like playing lots of signatures though, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, but as far as like the craziest time signature I've ever played in, I don't know. Maybe just like accidentally, just like writing. Like I feel like I have this one song that comes to mind that like I can't think of like a single specific point in like art
Dude,
contests.
Clark plays some pretty crazy shit.
Yeah, he does.
Dude,
He
his
is
videos are like
hip-hop.
technical as fuck.
Clark.
Yeah, he's like
Clark,
strumming a guitar while singing.
I just know him as Clark through the internet. Like I've never met him,
Really?
so I'm just like Clark sound.
yeah,
but,
I
like,
like guys so much.
Lovely. Okay, weirdest time signature I've ever played in is every time I have critically fucked up a loop. Because
do you ever go back, or do you just keep going?
no, you can't. Like when you're that's kind of the trade-off when you're doing loops live. It's like if you go back, it sounds and looks really bad.
How many loops have you done in one song? What's the most amount of loops?
Oh, I mean not that. Maybe like I don't layer that much when I'm doing the loops in the two-piece art contest. It's probably like 4 or 5 deep.
I guess they're just so like lush and like so many notes in one layer. It sounds like a bunch of layers
It's a lot of rhythmic.
with like the twinkling kind of like like
I've always felt like the trick with the loop pedals in rock music is to not
catch of the day.
to not like sit too
Respect
long
our
on
team.
any given loop.
Catch of the day. And your voice, like your lyrics are hilarious. They're so
Oh my
like
God.
simple. Like the one, oh, woke up late, ain't got no money. Left my groceries in the buggy. Feed my monkey. He's so hungry.
Great lines, dude.
Dude, the lyrics in this new music are so
Super good.
Like, where does this come from? Does this just organic in the moment, like
Yeah, give us some
freestyling, or
insight
do you
into your
sit
lyrical
down
process,
with a
Paul.
notebook and write?
Well,
Woke up late.
I wrote that lyric. I was at work at I was working in the computer. I was going to school. Garrett and I were going to school at Clemson. I was working in the computer lab of the athletic department in the middle of summer, and felt like I was doing nothing with my life. And Garrett was supposed to record that vocal track, but he didn't. He couldn't write lyrics at the time. This is like something I don't think he was super comfortable with. Might be now. I don't know.
Most of
But-
his stuff is mostly just
Yeah.
beats.
But you should. He is pretty crafty with the lyrics, though. You should check out the Filth Fuxers.
What? I didn't know this existed.
You didn't?
No,
Oh, man.
damn.
Oh yeah, I guess he hasn't talked about it in a while. But
Damn.
yeah,
I need to
check
find
out-
this shit and play it on my show.
It's
Are there recordings out there? You told me about.
Yeah. There's.
Wow.
He's put out albums.
Oh, I thought that was
But
your old
wait,
one as
so
well.
you
It's
hated
both.
your life. You're working at this shitty job.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't say hate, but like,
Did you
yeah, I've
wake up
been
late
there.
with no money?
yeah. So I had to write him some lyrics. So I just wrote some. Especially at that point, math major.
Because that was a project, right? Like that was like a school project.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, like not the band didn't necessarily
I still have my
start
CD
for that reason.
of Math Major.
But the way we got away with recording the album in a good studio for cheap, like for free, basically. I mean, not really. We paid
That's
the tuition to
hilarious.
use the studio, but yeah, we basically made it a school project. They were like, "All right, you need to record an album," and we were like, "Great,
Or
we're
were
a
you
band.
guys
We have
sound
one of those."
design majors?
Yeah, we both studied audio engineering at Clemson. That's how we met each other. Actually.
Dude, and you know that someone plays math rock if engineer is in the name of their fucking major of any form, because
Yeah.
it's like you're working with such crazy like numbers and like equipment and like stuff and like I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you
Math
do
rock is
a lot
like
of mixing?
arithmetic.
Um,
Not that crazy.
Because you said you just built a studio, right?
Yeah, now I am. I kind of I was focusing on live sound for the past few years, but
And that's a program, right? For
or-
recording sound?
no, just like literally
Oh,
doing
live
like,
sound.
like
Gotcha.
yeah, live like shows and stuff, live event stuff.
Others
but-
always do like programs and shit. I feel like I'm always
No, I mean
behind,
live sound
like-
sounds like an app. Like you would.
Live
up-
It
sound.
really does, though.
It's like sweet mix. How'd you do that? Oh, it was on live sound. Anyways.
What do you think is the best streaming software out there, and how do y'all listen to your music?
I use that one.
I use Spotify. I mean,
Yeah, I still use Spotify.
YouTube is really the
but-
best because it's free and there's a lot of great stuff on there.
Yeah, I started listening to music on YouTube.
YouTube is the best for sure.
In like 4th grade.
Is there any hope for Bandcamp? Please tell
Bandcamp
me.
is dope.
Yes,
I love
of
Bandcamp.
I
too.
love Bandcamp.
In fact, a
And
lot
I
of,
really appreciate when bands put their music on Bandcamp because I buy music through Bandcamp.
I love Bandcamp too. I like Bandcamp over Spotify.
I bought
any day.
Fleece Day's album. I bought the Arkansas album. I bought almost 700 albums, and it's
I
like
mean, that's dope.
hell yeah.
That's great. 'cause you're
sometimes I'm
keeping
like,
music
why am I
alive.
so broke? But then I'm like, I just love, I love supporting musicians because it's like we're all fucking broke, like straight up, unless you're like, I don't know, working some crazy job, and like some dudes do that. They like can have a band and like this like crazy like full-time job.
For sure. Yeah.
That's like whoa, mad
Like,
respect. You
Musicians
know?
always have like so many
Side
hustles,
hustles.
for sure.
Like
the way of the
Grit,
artist.
like I would see you at the Grit all the time, and
Yeah.
literally when I was on the Poets for Peace tour, we played at Go Bar. I saw you that day, and I was talking to Marshall, and I was like, yo, that's like one of my favorite musicians from one of my favorite bands. And then you just like walked up, and you're like, yo, here's the new album cover for 2 songs, like come to the show. And I was like, yes.
Oh yeah, I was like right in that. Yeah, I remember
was
you
like,
coming
yeah,
through,
this
but
is
I
dope.
didn't remember that was when I was working on that stuff. Hell yeah. Marshall's great. They Quiet Pack. I guess I haven't heard from Quiet Pack in a while, but
Who's that?
They're playing.
that's Marshall's music.
Marshall who? We're thinking of a different Marshall.
Oh, maybe we were talking about 2 different Marshalls.
But no, what is this Marshall?
Oh, you should check out
talking
the
about?
Quiet Pack. They're from Athens.
How do you spell that? Quiet Pack?
Yeah, like Quiet's
Cool.
like, and then Pack PAC.
I find out about a new band from Athens and Atlanta at least one every single week. I swear to God, there's so many bands, and it's amazing, it's great, but I feel like it also is kind of like a clusterfuck in like both the cities where it's hard for even out of town acts to get booked because there's so many bands
Yeah.
already in the city.
Atlanta can be hard to book too because there's been like a weird.
So hard.
turnover.
I mean, I have a hard time booking there, and I've been playing shows there for like 4 years now. And like, I played at like 86. What was it?
368.
368
Ponce.
Ponce.
Yeah,
That
that
was
place
the
was great.
best. That was my favorite venue. And then I played Downtown Players Club a lot.
Also great. R.I.P. I mean, R.I.P. to
Yeah.
both. That's what I'm saying. There's been so much turnover at the venues too, like Mammal Gallery.
Dude, that whole block, like being at Mammal's last
Yeah.
show was like the saddest thing ever, but also it was like so hopeful. Like, I'll never forget Monte Carlo. Like, everyone was going on the mic, and I was like, Monty, get on the mic. And they were like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, just do it. And they like got on the mic, and they made this beautiful speech about how DIY doesn't die unless you let it die. And it's like, you need to start supporting the venues that are out there doing DIY stuff, like the bakery, like all these other places, like I can't even remember. And it was like, I like recorded that like with video, like them saying all of that, and then like them dying at Tybee, they drowned on Tybee, and like we like put flowers in the water, and like I like have a bunch of Monty's merch, and it's like so crazy, like they're 24 and they just like, it just goes to show you that, you know, I feel like the universe always has the upper hand, and it's like testing fate, you know, and like it's kind of like you never know what could happen next, so it's like, why not release music? Yeah, what about you? What projects are you in right now? What are you
My
working
name is
on?
Jordan. My name's Jordan, and I play drums, but I've played in a few bands. One called Guest Room. Art Contest is the main band right now, and
Guest room.
Not to understate guest room. That band
What was
ruled.
guest room like?
it was. So I actually go to school at Georgia State for jazz performance or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was in the Georgia State had a high school program actually. I was in since I was like, they actually had a middle school program. Like I've known the professors at Georgia State. They do such a good job actually in Atlanta. Yeah, I like grew up. I went to school with Sam actually. Yeah.
Who
high
was
school.
it? That one band. They're basically all like Georgia Tech jazz.
I mean, Smart Williams went to
Identikit.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
Identikit.
they're dope, too.
Oh yeah.
They're
yeah.
like they like all were like jazz. I really like
Yeah,
them.
Georgia Tech
Identikit's
has
cool.
a jazz
Who dope?
band. Some of my friends have played in it. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I've been very fortunate with my being able to play music all the time. It's great.
Do you ever do like solo stuff?
I write
Other than,
music,
like-
but I haven't recorded anything really. You know, like,
So you like compose?
I just arrange stuff and compose songs like for fun. just
What are
like,
your favorite instruments?
piano, guitar, drum set.
Not even just like playing it, but like appreciating music.
Yeah.
I love the clarinet and the
Ooh,
trombone.
the oboe and the contrabassoon.
Dude, I like.
What's
I'm-
the contrabassoon? I've never
a-
heard that.
It's like the lowest double reed instrument.
What? That sounds metal.
if we're talking
It
about.
is metal.
That sounds
Pretty
like
heavy.
awesome.
It's pretty
Symphony
heavy.
shred.
It's
a
one of the
lot
most.
times.
Yeah, it's one of the most metal.
Tenor ukulele is pretty dope.
Orchestral, symphonic.
Yeah, I don't. I've never played classical music really. Like, I did
Dude,
a
what
little
if
bit.
you
The
convinced the
Gabang
whole
and Gamelan.
orchestra to do art contest? How epic would that
We
be?
just got to get someone to arrange it and it could be done.
Yeah.
maybe like
It
a
could be
Can
done.
we make this happen?
Dude, I'd have to see if I know any orchestras.
And like
I know some.
record it and maybe do one show.
Oh, sorry. I have to call out my other group, the Clout Trio.
We could do a MIDI
with my
orchestra.
two friends. Cause I should have said that. Like it's yeah. Shane's in it as well.
Dude, when I was at Seeds of Sound,
Yeah.
Skylar was there. And
He played, yeah, he was there with Sway Cassidy, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Sway
Dope
Cassidy.
band.
And then Ryan Buck Bass
Yeah, he was
played,
playing
and
with
I
them,
played
too.
sax with his set because he didn't have his drummer with him, so Skylar played drums with him.
Yeah, he told me about that.
And then I just hopped up with my sax. I played sax with like 8 different bands that weekend,
dope.
and that was like the funniest shit of my life. There was this moment where this dude was like, we're playing the key of A, and I was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I just like, because that's what I do. Like I know the sounds I want to make happen, and I know like the notes I'm playing, but I'm definitely not a professional, and I don't claim to be a professional. But I have fun.
Well, hey,
That's the most important part.
No, it's like the most parent thing I think to say is like, are you getting paid for it? You're a professional.
True, right? Yeah, definitely.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
my sound has definitely like changed, and like now starting the band Garden Bed, it's like pretty trippy, you know. Like me, I've just had like a couple riffs in my pocket that I just fucked with, and I would play the same bass song like every show. And then like now having a band for it is like so almost like surreal. It's like crazy. And I just kind of held out until I found people I really wanted to make music with, because that can be hard too, starting a project and like things just like not ending, not even because of like hating the other person or whatever. It's just like circumstance. Like
Yeah.
people get another job, people move, this or that, and it's like
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
Dalton's
happens all the
people band
time. Like Gestert disbanded because our singer moved to Montreal.
You're up.
yeah.
It's hard to keep a band together.
I'm glad that you kept our contest alive though. Like
Thank
I'm
you.
so like I was so sad when I like found out that my intuition was correct, and like y'all disbanded, and it seemed to be just because, you know, Garrett moved to Philly and like joined Mothers and
Yeah.
like did his thing out there, and like Philly's become such a hub for music. But I feel like the South is really slept on. Like there's a lot going on in the South. And I'm personally trying to connect all of us in ways
Yeah.
that, little ways, you know, just even like having Atlanta bands come here and do shows and stuff like that. But
It's wild because
It's
like
important.
some of the bands from where Cole is from, I like met them just completely separate from Cole in South Carolina. Yeah, and it was like so weird.
oh, so you're from South Carolina?
No, I'm from Atlanta. But
Oh.
We're both from Atlanta.
I just met these people.
Yeah, I was born in New Jersey, but I grew up in Kennesaw. Like,
I
lived
lived
there
in
most
Jersey.
of my life, and then I had to get the fuck out of Atlanta. Like, I grew up in the rave scene, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
I
That
wasn't
is
like, I
intense.
didn't get super into it, but I was. That's where I learned to dance. Like I
I
like,
wish I
and
grew
that's
up
when
in
I
that.
like
Cool.
really started appreciating like bass and like crazy weird music. Like I would be like that chick. You know how they would have different stages for different DJs?
Yeah.
There'd be like the main like commercial dub. Like, and everyone would normally be like listening to that, but then there'd be like a room with like that really weird DJ that plays like grimy shit. Like, I would be in that room with like 3 other people, whereas like the other room would have like thousands of people. So I feel like it was in Atlanta, in the rave scene in the early 2000s, that I really like felt like or like mid 2000s, that I really felt like I learned to appreciate music, like taking ecstasy for the first time and just like letting go is like, I mean, obviously I'm like sober now, and so it's like for the most part, I mean, I'll have like
Where in
8
Atlanta
beer a
did you
month. Did I live?
Yeah,
I lived in
Kennesaw.
Kennesaw, Ackworth, yeah.
Sick, nice little race.
But like when we moved there, it was like the sticks, and now it's like Suburbatopia, and it's like
For sure.
so trippy going back
what I know
there,
it is.
man.
That's how growing up in
So
Atlanta is too.
trippy.
Dude, Kennesaw feels like a weird post-apocalyptic world to me.
Dude, it's trippy. I literally can't. My mom's like, when are you moving back? I'm like, never.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
can understand.
can appreciate Atlanta, and I appreciate Atlanta much more now because like living in Kennesaw, like a lot of my friends died from heroin. I was an alcoholic at the time, and I was only 17, and like I had to get the fuck out. Like,
Well, good for you for making that change.
and Savannah's like so slow and so chill. It's a good place to like relax and take your time and not feel pressure, you know, to like always be releasing or playing, but it's available. And because there's not as many bands that sound like you really stand out.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The vibe.
Like there's no math rock bands here right now, except for Lady Creation, but their drummer lives in Atlanta, so even
Oh, really?
then they have to like
Interesting.
coordinate
Yeah.
shows for that. But then there's Hot Plate, and Hot Plate's my favorite band. They're like prog, doom kind of mathy stuff.
Gotcha.
Oh, cool.
That sounds
And
dope.
3 of them are brothers, so they're like super syncopated because they've been playing together
Genetically
their whole
connected,
life.
yeah.
like-
Really, yeah. I can
but
see
they don't even look alike is the funny part. And then there's this new band called Night Squatch, and it's my homie Jake. And he's had like a bunch of bands in Savannah, but I feel like this is like finally the sound he was always like wanting.
Yeah.
And it's like you can just tell he's like thriving. And so it's cool to see them like
So who's the best band in Savannah right now?
I can't say one, but like I said, like Hot Plate, Night Squatch, Rain is really dope. He's always doing something different, and then also all the stuff that he's done for the scene, and then like, what's up?
Dude, what's up, Shane?
What's up?
Walking
What's
in
up?
the interview.
Welcome. What's up, Shane? You made it, dog. So say your name, your instrument, your projects.
To the microphone.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
you don't have to
Alright.
write in it.
All right, I'm
If you
Shane,
want to.
bass player in art contest.
Y'all smell good. Like
And I
flowers
smell- and
just
I
came
s-
into the
yeah,
room.
and I
No,
smell
it's
good as
beautiful.
fuck.
It's awesome.
You just got the compliment to affirm it.
Yep. Always smell good.
Yeah, you do. I just got a whiff of you, man. You do smell good. You just
Thanks.
shower or something?
No.
How
I
are you
just-
enjoying
just thriving.
Savannah? What did you just get into?
Well, I just drove here from Atlanta.
Oh, you just got here?
Yeah, I just literally
oh,
just
shit,
got
welcome,
here.
welcome.
Thank you.
Damn.
It's been
Sorry,
about a
you
year.
just threw
It's
you in
been-
front of a mic.
I live for these moments.
What do you have to say to the people?
You know, listen to Gary Vee's advice. That's what I have to say.
Who is Gary Vee?
He's a serial entrepreneur. He just like gives a lot of good advice. You should check him out for yourself.
So you're the
Go Shark
newest.
Tank.
I don't know.
That's hilarious.
You're
Shark
the
Tank
newest
guy.
member of our contest. How has it been getting acquainted with the songs?
Actually, it's been challenging because the music's complicated and I'm lazy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yo, at least you're real. Yeah.
It's
I mean, it is
no,
what
it's
it
cool.
is.
We that's probably, I think inherently, I think all 4 of us are pretty lazy. I think that's kind of like a vibe within
There's
our group.
nothing wrong with that.
Hey,
As long as you're having
No, I don't think
fun.
so too. I mean, like we're doing what we're doing what we're trying to do. So
Like 3 jobs.
yeah.
Yeah.
But,
How do you do
He works
that?
like multiple restaurants.
well, I'm not saying that like we don't get shit done. Like we definitely get shit done. I'm just talking
been
about like
impressive.
it's like aesthetically like when we're doing music, it's kind of like we just do what like kind of feels like.
What do you think for the scenes in Athens and Atlanta? Like, what are your favorite venues to play there, and like, who are some of your favorite bands?
I love playing at Phillips Arena. The sound is fucking.
Yeah,
The sound is fucking sick.
Yeah.
You know the crowd is
oh
always.
my god!
The crowd is always fucking into it.
Oh
like-
my god!
Yeah.
Yo, art contest.
Whoa,
the
okay,
fuck?
last time
I
I
have
had
actually
first
played
day.
at
Actually get
Phillips Arena when I was like
What?
13. Yes.
Nice.
Oh wait, tell me about that again.
Yes, they're Hands on Atlanta.
The first
it's
year
a charity
playing
organization.
drums, you like.
I
Dude, that's
played
a
a
pretty
little
good
bit,
first
but I
gig
got
to
really
do,
into
dude.
it around it. Anyway, but
I don't know if
Damn.
I was actually playing
That's
bass in
dope,
this.
though.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's for a charity event. they got like a
Did
bunch
you
of
shred?
kids from around the city and areas. It's actually, I'll tell you, we got chosen. It wasn't, we weren't that good. We just
Got
played we
chosen.
played like Pinball Wizard or some shit
Dude,
to
great
audition.
song.
Yeah,
That
great.
is a great
It's a good
Fantastic.
song.
What?
And then
That sounds awesome.
it was like run by, there was this band from Atlanta. It's like a hip hop / rock band / funk called Public Enemy, right? Yeah, I think so. No, it's called Arrested Development.
Definitely not
Wait.
called.
Oh,
Public
yeah.
Enemy.
Yeah, it's like, oh my
Whoa!
god.
Are we in 19?
Sorry, they're
like-
actually related and their names
No,
are
it's
like the
definitely
same
Arrested
name.
Development.
Yeah.
That would be a good
Anyway,
gig for the Public Enemy.
The bassist was the one in charge, and it was kind of not very well organized actually. But we got to play as like an opening act for John Legend and Patti LaBelle. Yeah.
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and there was probably like, it wasn't the whole. It was at Phil's Arena, but it was still sick. Yeah. We played "Word Up" by Cameo.
That's
I
a great
slapped
song.
The bass.
Hey.
It's so
Play the
funny.
bass, yeah,
Dude,
cool.
Jordan's
Funny.
first gig wasn't even
Yeah, I
playing
play a little bit
drums.
of bass. I'm pretty shitty though, but I can use it.
Hell yeah.
I feel like the
I've
venue-
always liked playing the Go Bar because all the weirdos play there.
Yeah, it's
it's like just they're so welcoming to touring acts.
Oh, totally. They let like anybody play. It's kind of like the fucking ground zero of Athens.
What's
It's
the
awesome.
bartender's name? Tom.
Tom,
So
yeah.
Tom, every single show, he like knows my name now. I played there like 20 times now, and he's like,
Dang.
yo, Valor. He like, here's you want to drink? Like, here's a shot.
it's good to see you.
And he's like, it's like the end of the night, and he's like, yo, I got a shot for you. And I'm like, dude, I don't drink. Like every single time I have to remind him, like, dude, I don't drink. I don't want a shot of liquor right now.
No, he runs a.
But he's
pretty
the
smooth
nicest
joint,
guy.
yeah.
Like he's so nice.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they do awesome stuff there. It's been like,
Playing Athfest, I technically didn't play Athfest, but I played like this event right before the events. Athfest at Go Bar, but it's like whatever.
yeah.
But it was like this band, like something in Caledonia, like not Caledonia. it
Cult
was,
of
like,
Fregonia.
Cult of Fregonia. Yeah, they
they're-
were awesome.
Yeah, they're wild.
Dude.
They don't play super often, but when they do, it is.
That was
radical.
unreal, yeah. And then this metal band I saw called it starts with an A. Damn, I can't remember, but they were sick.
Attila.
No,
Atticus?
but I need to find.
God, we need
I
to
wanna
play a
hear
show
this
with
band.
Attila, huh?
Wait, this
Anyways,
was
I
at
interrupted
Athfest.
y'all. The best venues and the best bands, and then we'll close out.
I like 529 just because they like have a lot of music, but it's not like
529 is really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
like
a nice
529.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen the expanded version. No.
It's
That's
like
cool.
basically it's like if you went into the, like as soon as you walked into the old room, how you saw that wall and the stage was on your left, Well, they tore down that wall that you would immediately see, so the room is like twice as big, and now the
Nice.
stage is like twice as far away on the other side of the room. So it's
That's
kind
great.
of
And they built another bar.
yeah, they can fit
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Oh shit.
pretty dope. Though. I do really like 529. I mean, classic things like the bakery is cool too.
Yeah, the bakery's great.
Yeah, sometimes I do shows.
I feel like the bakery is kind of like the Go Bar, but bigger.
It's like the only DIY space in Atlanta at this
Yeah,
point,
it
honestly.
seems like it. I've heard of the Closet.
They don't do shows anymore.
They don't do shows.
Yeah,
That was
they-
in Decatur, right?
That was like a house venue. I actually lived.
Decatur. I feel like always has a house venue, like East Arcadian.
Yeah, that's true. They live like right on the outskirts, like before 285. I actually live on the same street as them in Atlanta. just,
I
like,
used
right
to.
past.
I used to stay with Nathan all the time.
No, not over there.
Oh,
They're a
okay.
little bit farther out in Decatur than we
Yeah,
are.
they are.
I live right past East Atlanta Village. But yeah, 529 is dope. Bakery. My favorite venue ever was this place called The Cleaners. They stopped doing shows like 2 years ago.
I've heard about it. I've never. Went
Yeah. It was this like old DIY space in South Atlanta where like next door was
there. Again,
like a clean, like a
lived
literal
there,
like
right?
laundromat. What?
that artist again. Is that how you say it?
No, yeah, that is how you say it again. That's no, Leo wasn't
Why?
involved. They just did shows. It was actually this person named Ada the Bar who now lives in Philadelphia.
Yes, and they have likes.
Yeah, Likes.
There's
That's like
so
the
many
best
Likes
bands.
was dope. Yeah. It's
Yeah, they also played in
incredible.
Fawn or Pamphlet and,
And
Suffer
they're
Dragon too.
and they do stuff with Palm, right?
I don't know if
Probably.
they have like
Dude,
a
Palm
cassette
is
label.
sick.
They're
Do y'all
similar.
like Palm?
Yes,
Are you
Palm
like?
is great.
Have you heard it too many times? Are you?
No,
I
do like
Palm's
Palm,
awesome.
yeah.
I've never
Um,
even
I feel
heard
like
of
they've definitely like
They're like
paved
a really-
kind of like a new way.
They're like a really
Check 'em out.
good
I feel like that
rock band.
sound is like it's just like really refreshing. Like
it's
their first.
I think they're definitely
album.
like pioneering a sound. It's really cool.
It's cool. They're
And
dope.
I like feel like a lot of
Untouchable, really.
bands have been influenced by it. Like I'm kind of hearing the sound
Yeah,
kind
certainly.
of come out more in bands.
They're dope. Can't-
Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun, dun 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 dun. It's just
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, I know it's like their site's really neat.
Kind of like.
And it's crazy too hearing like all this spin-off stuff, like how Mother is kind of the last video thing they did was like Garrett on synths, Kristen on synths, and Matt also on synths. And
Yeah,
it was
they're,
super cool, like that. It was really beautiful, like syncopated, like.
Yeah, it's
and
neat.
that's kind of this Infinity Dance Complex and like all the other projects that they're
Yeah,
doing.
that's all. They all are buds up there. They're kind of like.
And it's just
I
a
think
bunch
I don't
of
think they all
those
live
bands
together,
like
but I think they live, like,
intermixing
in
and
the
kind of I
vicinity.
feel like mixing into different bands and kind of bleeding into each other. Philly really seems like it's like I mean it's always been like a scene, but like I feel like right now it's on
There's a
in,
big
like
scene
a
of music.
renaissance
Yeah, they-
period right now.
Ada Babar is so.
Ada Babar is the goat, untouchable.
And
Like
I
the
saw
best.
Pamela and her sons played at my house literally last weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
While
they're
they
from
were on
Atlanta
tour.
too. They moved up.
And Woody was with them.
I haven't listened to much of them, but everyone I know loves them.
It's just like interesting, you know, like
Some wild shit.
there's a lot of people that say there isn't new music coming out, but I feel like they're not listening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not
Oh,
paying
there's like
attention.
there's more music uploaded to the internet every single day than like music was released from like 1960 to like 1990
Damn, every day.
every day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because
And that's the thing too is like now you can book your tour, you can be your own manager, like you can do it all now. There's no reason
Yeah.
why not to.
You can record your own shit.
Like I kind of get frustrated dealing with some people's managers, like just normally because it's like the managers are annoying.
Yeah, like why
but,
have a
like,
middle person anymore? Like, it's just a waste of
Exactly.
fucking time. And then a lot of
I
people's cases are a
know
waste of
Cole,
money.
you have been hard to get in touch with.
Yeah, he's hard for us to get in touch with. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's a you know,
Call out post.
Yeah, I'd say
all I can say is.
But that's
the
I
band
feel like
wasn't
that's
quite ready,
keeping
you know?
your sanity too, you know, is knowing like, okay, I can't maybe handle
It's gonna be patient,
doing social
you know?
media all the time.
No.
But I see y'all playing shows all the time, so like is it you booking?
Yeah,
Really?
it depends on a lot of the shows that we've played recently. We've kind of been in this place where,
Because I see y'all play with
We-
Chew and like
yeah, it's most of the shows that we've played have been very circumstantial to what is.
did y'all play a strip club?
Oh yeah, that was a fun show.
I
Yeah,
saw
we did.
that.
That was great.
With Chew and someone else.
We played.
Shoe and this like.
Shoe.
What was her name?
We played at the
Y'all were supposed to
Claremont
play
Lounge.
with Yanni Mo, and Yanni Mo, I toured with her.
Yeah.
And Jamie Cornelia.
Yeah, I think she dropped off. I think.
Man, I asked Yanni. Yanni made like a post on her story. She was like, "Hey guys, I'm like a certified chess instructor." And then I was like, "Oh, what's your USCF rating and where do you teach?" And then she left me on red.
Savage, truly
I was
savage.
just trying.
Calling out
I'm
her
like, I'm trying to
chest.
get a similar interest going. No, I'm just kidding. I've like
So are you a chess master 3000?
no.
No.
At least he's honest about it.
Yeah.
He's really good though. He'll beat all of us for sure.
I can't even really play chess.
Yeah,
that
I
well.
suck at chess.
I like to play chess, but I'm not good at it.
Apparently Magnus got third place in a Smash N64 competition.
Good for him.
Magnus.
How is he at chess?
Magnus
That's a good
No,
question.
in the
they're talking
world.
about- they're talking about a different person.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Magnus
This man-
Carlsen.
Magnus
Since we were talking about chess. Sorry. My bad.
He's like the best chess player.
Alright, I feel like we're done.
A little context.
All right.
We did.
Well,
Wait. Closing
Okay,
closing
close-
words from our.
Sorry, you
leader.
didn't get to talk a lot.
No, closing words from our leader. I want you to talk.
yeah, Cole, give him a mission statement.
No, I was talking. Well, yeah. Okay. Fine. Go.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Elena. Dang, come to the show. Elena's putting out a dope ass album.
Wait, are people gonna hear this before the fucking show?
No.
No, I'm gonna upload it
Thanks,
later.
thanks for coming to the show, y'all. Everyone,
Yeah, what
everyone
should
who
I
came
name
out.
this? We should name it right now.
Call it Valor Talks.
Go.
Mag, yo! Mag, get on the mic.
Hey, it's me, Magnus.
What are you drinking?
Magnus,
Mike.
come here.
Oh wait, are you the Magnus that got third place in a Smash competition?
Yeah, we were just talking about you, dude.
Oh, sick.
We were saying how we'd like to know you got
Magnus
second
of
place.
Rare Demo. A rare Magnus pops up in the room. Comes all the way from Atlanta just for the show in Savannah tonight.
And you could tell he shaved recently too.
Magnus rips on the synth repairman.
How do you know about the Smash thing?
I just got a vibe.
I literally just said that because we were talking about random stuff. He was talking about chess and then winning random stuff, and Henry literally talked about this whole moment for like 30 minutes the other night.
Yeah.
So who's your go-to character?
Ness.
That's hot.
All right, banana or green turtle shell?
There's no banana this side.
That's not even Smash, dude.
Oh,
Pokeball.
wrong video game.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're talking about the wrong one, dude.
Oh fuck.
So, green turtle shell.
All right, no. Okay, we're going on to Mario Kart.
Okay, wait, Cole.
Yeah, what's your
last
stats
words.
of Pokemon?
What were your last words? Did you already say it?
Oh, I just said come to the show.
Oh yeah.
Plug our album.
I feel
Go to the
like
next
Hey.
if you could learn anything from
Yo.
art contest is like how
To count to
keep
5.
going, like persevere.
Really though,
Like
honestly.
Yeah, whatever.
getting your track stolen, re-recording the album, still releasing it, having half of the band leave, taking the band, reinventing it, and keeping it going. Like that's like I feel like the whole synopsis from my standpoint of like art
Yeah, all these
contest.
things did happen. We're literally starting to record a new album. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but it's gonna happen. So, yeah, check it out in the future. Do me a
What's
favor.
it called?
It's gonna be called Fit Pitcher.
Nice. More sports references.
Yeah, it just well, you know,
So I feel
I think
like-
a pitcher uniform is pretty good, or just baseball uniform is just pretty good aesthetic, and you know, sports are kind of like music, and
You were talking
music
about
is
how
jazz,
art
you know?
contest earlier is kind of like these like addicting riffs and like, but like, it's like happy. Like, do you think that vibe is still going into this next album, or is there like a different vibe? You said it's roll. It's more roll than rock.
It's definitely some silly, but I think
Still
I'm a little,
silly.
It's riff free 2019.
I think it's a little more how best way I could put it is oh geez.
That wasn't me.
Last two albums, especially the first album, was really just like shooting from the hip, just wild, open energy. This is like kind
Because
of
you were young too, and you have the kind of like that angstiness. I feel like.
Yeah, now he's wise and sees the world from new eyes.
I fucking guess, but
Smokes a pipe.
no, it's just more like it's just a little more it's just louder, I think.
Yeah, he got a new amp. It's fucking loud as
Oh
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got a smaller amp that's
Favorite pedal. Wait, last thing. Favorite pedal. Or
Dude, I know
toy.
Paul's.
Bass drum pedal.
God.
Damn, that's some
drum
real
pedal.
shit. That's some real shit.
That's a deep cut.
That's some real shit, yo. You need that.
Oh my
you need that.
Gas pedal. I'm actually not using any pedals right now. I'm not
What
using a
was
single
your
damn
favorite
pedal.
pedal?
Paul loves the Moog though. The Moog chorus, dude.
A little chorus pedal's cool, a little mini Foger chorus. All the Moog mini Fogers are great because it basically allows you to do what the Moog Fogers did, but at a cheaper rate, or cheaper cost, whatever. I also freaking love that Stereo Memory Man by Electro Harmonix.
Those are dope.
What is that? Is
It's
that
just-
like a pad?
It's just like a real beefy delay pedal.
Oh,
It just it can do delay, it can do chorus, flanger,
What was the name
all
of
sorts of
that?
stuff.
Reverse
doubling.
delay for those shoegaze fans.
But it can do it all in stereo too, which is awesome. Yeah, it's sick.
What's the name of it again?
The Stereo Memory Man by
Okay.
Electro Harmonix.
I got Bobby this pedal called the Fwonk Beta, and it's made by Mr. Black. And there's like a Fwonk, a juice, and a stroke setting, and it's like super juicy bass.
God,
too.
those are some killer
Super
setting
juicy.
names.
Yeah.
Everyone should check out.
Oh, support the Athens house show music scene. Go
What are
to
the
go to
house
Athens and
shows?
attend a house show specifically.
What house shows are popping right now?
They're just
The Mill, right?
Yeah, the Mill's doing great. Support Scott Sapp's Pitbull Manor.
Yo, that's my homie. Scott's played here in my house.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
He's played in my old house. I played at Pitbull Manor, my last tour.
But I feel like there's just like a
Atlas.
Athens kind of has come and gone with their house show scenes. I think. I think there's been like kind of a lack of house shows.
Support the Savannah house show scene. Come to my house shows.
Yeah, do that too.
Jesus. The last one was pretty sick though, and the one before that was really sick. So it just depends on the day. Any day, you never know what could happen, what other shows happening. But I feel like it always works out. The people that need to be there are there. I'm like totally like I hope I've never freaked you out how much I'm like obsessed with our contest. I
think it's really
am
sweet.
a huge fan.
You supported
I'm,
us a lot.
fucking-
You're singing the
compliment,
riffs
really.
perfect.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Catch of the day, right? Ba-na-na-na-na-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dude, Garrett was like so tired. You guys did the whole album.
He was probably
The last
drunk,
time I
too.
saw
Yeah, that's a
y'all.
lot. Those were long sets.
And it was crazy because in the recordings you have him panting, and he did that almost exactly like live. It was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, this is the exact album. That kind of blew my mind how like perfect y'all had like made that. I was like, whoa. Yeah, that's
Can you tell me
it.
about that shirt real quick? Even if it's off the record.
I'm sorry, Keanu Reeves gives you bad vibes.
My digits have never been bigger. I can count on you to count on me to chase the life I see while leaving my body on the floor. Counting like 1, 2, 3, 5, 4. To us, one friend. Don't stop. Thank